Hey guys, welcome to this new video on my channel. Today it's a English video again, a reaction to a reaction. um, yeah, we are going to react to a video by React with Hugs. I think that's the correct pronunciation. The video is called American Reacts to German Fire Hydrants. It's a short video. I think it shouldn't last any longer than 15 minutes. I do like in the as in the other video where I reacted. I'm gonna do some clearing about the techniques and whatever you have to know is not correct. You can know about the fire department in Germany. So let's get started. We move right in. By the way, I didn't see the video yet, so this is new to me, this video.
Where does Germany put its fire hydrants? Let's take a look. Willkommen. My name is Sean Huggins, and this is React with Hugs. Let's hop straight in.
This is actually the best Willkommen I've ever heard from an American.
To today's reaction. All right, we're back with Ruboss today, the living legend, and he's going to explain to us where Germany puts its fire hydrants. I never even noticed that something was different with the German fire hydrants. I never paid attention at all to that. I don't know why. Probably because I don't fight fires, mainly. So let's figure out what's going on with the German fire hydrants. Los geht's.
Where does Germany put its fire?
Yes, pretty good pronunciation of the words in German.
Fire hydrants. And if you're a German firefighter, how do you know where to find them? Not that these are questions that most visitors to Germany will ever need to answer, but, well, it can't hurt to know. This video was inspired by a video by Gone Girl London, in which he talks about British fire hydrants and how different they are from hydrants in the US. If you're interested in the history and reasons behind the differences, you will want to see her video. There's a link in the description. But very briefly, if you're used to American-style hydrants, in Europe, they're done differently.
Let's talk about what happens in the UK, because there are so many hydrants around, but they're not visible because they're underground. The fire service has direct access to the water mains via these underground connections, so they are neatly tucked away underneath a cover that looks like this. In addition, these are often marked.
So in Germany, these covers are not squared like the ones in the UK. In Germany, the hydrants are the underfloor hydrants are oval. So because we have I think it's gas. Gas is squared. Water is so water for the houses is round, and so the fire hydrants are oval. I think that's correct.
By these yellow H signs marking the.
And in Germany, the signs are not yellow. In Germany, the signs are red with so I think it was a red border with white filled in white. Yeah, that was right. So these signs are built, they have special layout. So the H marks says that it is an hydrant. The 100 is the size of the pipe. So in this case, it's a pipe with a what is it called? It's 100 centimeters. 100 not 100 centimeters, 100 millimeters thick. I don't know the English word right now. So that it has it transports 1,000 liter per minute. So if you see 100 on a sign behind the letter, just put a 0 behind it, and then you know how much liter per minute the line transports. Then there's this T, the coordinates. I think that's pronounced correct. So you can either go first left or right and then away from the sign. I do the other way. I go away from the sign and then left or right. In this case here, I would go straight away, 3.5 meters, and then to the, if you look at the sign to the right, if you look away to the left, 4.5 to the left, if you look away from the sign, 4.5 meters. So then you should be roundabout above the no, you should be exactly above the hydrant.
Distance and size of the pipe.
Germany is basically the same, but with some differences in the details. Basically, the cover for a hydrant looks like this, with the word hydrant very clearly spelled out just to drive home the message. And this is the sign.
Not every cover has hydrant written on it. Some don't have this because they are older than the other ones. So yeah, that's what I just explained. In this case, you would go 4.2 meters away from the sign straight away, and then if you face away from the sign, 4.6 meters to the right.
For the hydrant. It looks a bit different from the ones in Britain, but it mostly conveys the same information.
Underground fire hydrants? Oh my gosh, it's like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Let's break it down. The letter H obviously stands for hydrant, but another letter can be added to give additional information. For example,
so OH wouldn't see that very often. OH, yes, technically it's correct. OH stands does stand for Oberflurhydrant. Überflurhydrant is correct, but you don't put an Ü there. You say O. But there are no signs for above ground hydrants because you see them. These signs are just there. So if there is a lot of snow and or dirt and you don't know, you can't see the cover, then you can look at the sign and you know where it is. But above ground hydrant, you don't need the sign because you see it. I actually never heard of a deep level hydrant. I think I don't know if that exists, but I could be wrong. I know that there are different different others other what's it called? My God. Oh God. I don't know what I called it right now. For like Löschbrunnen, so a deep hole in the ground where when it rains, the water gets stored inside this hole, and if it burns, if there's a fire, you can pump the stored water out of this hole. That is a Löschbrunnen. These holes, you don't see them. This is only a small pipe coming out of the ground, which you see. So these have a sign too.
OH stands for an above-ground hydrant, which do exist in Germany. They're just not very common. The number next to the letter gives the diameter in millimeters of the pipe feeding the hydrant.
So this is actually true. Above-ground hydrants are not very common, I would say. More common are the underground hydrants. The above-ground hydrants are mostly used near schools or near the mayor's office or something like that, or in big cities more often seen. And the underground hydrants are pretty often.
That doesn't affect the size of the hydrant itself. That's standardized for obvious reasons, but it gives you an indication of the size of the hydrant in millimeters of the pipe. They're just not very common. The number next to the letter gives the diameter in millimeters of the pipe feeding the hydrant.
Yes.
That doesn't affect the size of the hydrant itself. That's standardized for obvious reasons, but it gives you an indication of how much water it can actually deliver. The other two numbers give distances in meters. The number at the bottom tells you how far forward of the sign the hydrant is, and the other number tells you how far to the left or to the right. So if we take this example, the hydrant...
Okay, let's see. The hydrant has 100 units big. Centimeters? No, definitely not. Millimeters? 100 millimeters big hose or something. 3 meters in front of the sign, 2.5 meters to the right of the sign. Oh my God, I can hunt fire hydrants now.
Hydrant will be found at 3.1 meters in front of the sign and 2.5 meters to the right. That is to say, right here. The same basic principle also applies to signs for other utilities and may...
Yeah, right, and this is where this water connections. These are the valves for houses, or if there is a water pipe broken somewhere and water is spilling out all the time, then you have these water valves, and these are round. These are the round covers and blue signs. So it's the same principle, with the difference that you only can turn something off and not connect something. Here, in this case, we have a hydrant, for example, with 150 millimeters diameter, I think it's correct pronounced. So we have 1,500 liters per minute.
Indicate, for example, a stop valve, or simply mark the course of an underground pipe or cable. The ones you'll see most often are blue for drinking water and yellow for gas. But
correct, and gas is, like I said, squared.
Dude, so simple. It makes so much sense. It's so logical.
Occasionally, you may see green for sewers, red for district heating, or white.
Never seen green and red. I think I've seen red once in my life, but green never.
For high voltage electric cables. But returning to the heating, or white for high voltage electric cables.
And white never.
But
doesn't mean that it doesn't exist.
Turning to the emergency services, as well as signs directing them to fire hydrants, there are other signs that are relevant to them that you'll find on or near big buildings, places like office blocks, shopping centers, and theaters, for example. And it would be impossible for me to list all of them without boring you to tears. But here are a few of them, just to give you a general idea. This is actually an ordinary street sign indicating a no stopping zone, with the additional information that it is to keep the road clear for emergency access. The more specialist signs look like this. This one indicates an entrance intended to be used by the fire brigade and which must always be kept free of obstructions. These two signs are particularly common. The first indicates the main control unit of the fire alarm system, which controls things like the fire alarms, obviously, and fire doors, emergency lighting, and so on. But
so if there's a fire in a big building like a school, for example, and there's smoke in just one room, then the fire alarm starts and the fire department comes and they go to the BMZ. This is in German, it means Brandmeldezentrale. And there emergency, just say emergency leader. In Germany we say Einsatzleiter. He goes to the Brandmeldezentrale, and there you can see which smoke detector got triggered, and then they have these maps where they see where the smoke detector is located. So the firefighters which go inside with SCBA know where to go. Yeah, it's pretty simple. And the other one we had, the SPZ, in Germany, the Sprinklerzentrale. This is basically the same as the Brandmeldezentrale, just for the water dispensers on the ceiling. Some buildings have these little water dispensers that which start to dispense water as soon as it gets really hot. So if there's a fire, then there is this. Oh, I can show you actually. Yeah, this is perfect. Yeah. Yeah. So if there's heat in the room, then the heat breaks this little glass ampule here. It bursts because the liquid expands and the glass ampule bursts, and then there comes water out of this little pipe up here in the ceiling, splashes against this little plate here, and then it looks something like that. Yeah, and this is something like the first attack before the fire department arrives. And the Sprinklerzentrale is the place where you can see which this water dispensers were activated, where you can see how much how much water got dispensed or is left in the storage, because some water dispenser units have a limited water storage.
Alarms, obviously, and fire doors, emergency lighting, and so on. But it also provides useful information for the fire crews. For example, it can tell them in which order the fire detectors were tripped, which helps them understand where the fire started and where it's going.
Okay, that's pretty crazy. I did not know that all of this stuff was so in-depth. I am not a firefighter, surprisingly. I know I look very rugged like one, but I'm not a firefighter. I didn't know that you could even do any of this stuff.
The second sign here indicates the control assembly of the sprinkler system, which basically...
So isn't sprinkler in English? Didn't know that.
Dude!
So this is a little complicated, but there's also a control panel where you can see which one. I think it's correct. I don't want to say that I'm always right, because can be wrong too. But I think there's a control panel too.
What the heck? Yo, that looks so fun to turn all those wheels.
Yeah, but it isn't. It is definitely
probably
not.
why I'm not a firefighter.
Provides water for the sprinklers.
Wow.
But since it doesn't turn off automatically, the fire brigade has to do that manually. And in order to do that, they have to know where it is. This sign indicates an intake to supply, if necessary, water to the fire extinguishing systems installed.
Right, this is connected, for example, to the sprinkler system, or in some buildings, like big living buildings, I guess that's correct, where many families, people live in many apartments. Some of these buildings have like these little places in the walls, these little openings where the fire department can connect their hose. Like if it's in the 10th floor, you don't have enough hoses to get all the way up there, so you can connect a hose at the bottom of the building, outside mostly, and the other hose on the 10th floor in this little opening in the wall, so the water gets all the way up there to extinguish the fire. Also helps with the sprinklers if the water runs out.
In the building. There are fire hoses and hydrants at strategic points, and if for some reason there's a problem with the normal water supply, the fire brigade can pump extra water direct.
That's exactly that. So this is where they get the water inside in the building. Yeah. So up there they can get the water out and extinguish
into the system.
Wow.
This indicates a similar intake, but specifically for the sprinkler system. There are a lot more of these signs, but basically, if you see one like it, it's important information for the fire brigade. And that's enough, I think, for this video. Don't forget to follow the link in the description to Gone Girl London's video for more about hydrants in general. And now that you know how to find a German hydrant, Well, I don't know what you can actually do with that information, but have fun with it anyway.
Thanks. Okay, this was very...
just recognize that you have a very big video. That is crap. I hate that.
Educational. That is, I had no idea there was so much thought behind fire hydrants. I guess I shouldn't have expected anything less from Germany, where everything is systematized and documented rigorously, but I just had no idea. I had no idea what any of those...
I mean, it's crazy how many what is it called in English? In Germany we say Vorschriften. Rules, how many rules there are just for fire safety. This is I learned I did a little bit of training for my god, metal worker. So I learned how to build for example fire resistant doors, and only these have like 10 different rules about how they are only allowed to be built.
Signs where I would see, you know, fire hydrant signs all over the place, but never knew what they were. Now I can track down a fire hydrant in Germany. Unfortunately, I can't do what people do in America, which is something like this, where people open up the fire hydrants themselves and then...
Forbidden in Germany. This is not good, and the water which comes out there is coming out with relatively high pressure, so it wouldn't feel so good to get this in your face.
Then you play in the street in the summer, and yeah, that's a thing that happens.
The right tools to do this.
In America, I would have imagined that's pretty hard, if not impossible, to do in Germany. But yeah, that was very interesting, and I am excited to be able to now hunt fire hydrants if I ever feel like it. But as always, I'm curious what you guys, the experts, have to say. What do you think? Did you know all of this information about German fire hydrants and different sprinkler systems and fighting fire techniques in Germany? Or did you learn something like I did? Let me know your thoughts. Leave your mustard down in the comment section below. And when you're done there, check out madewithhugs.com for merch and more content. But that's all the time that I have for today. Thank you guys so much for being here. And as always, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
So, that should be it with this video. I hope you like it. If this is something we should do more and more often, I already did one video like this, which is now online since I don't know how many days. This is 5 days ago, roundabout. So if you like these kind of videos, please let me know it in the comments. This is bad English, I think. And let me know it through a like. I see you guys in the next video, and I wish you a nice day, night, whatever. Bye bye.